You want money? Everyone does. But here is what nobody tells you when you are scrolling through highlight reels of success and watching people flex cars they probably lease. Real wealth does not come from chasing income. It comes from obsessing over skill first. And most people get this backwards their entire lives. They want the paycheck before they have anything worth paying for. They want the promotion before they master the position. They want the business to blow up before they know what they are actually selling. This is not ambition. This is delusion. And it keeps you broke, frustrated, and confused about why everyone else seems to be winning while you are still stuck. Carl Jung understood something most motivational speakers miss entirely. He said that what you resist persists. And what people resist more than anything is the uncomfortable truth that they are not ready yet. That they need to learn before they can earn. That skill is not optional. It is the only currency that actually compounds. Let me break this down into something you can use today. Not theory, not inspiration you forget by tomorrow. Real principles that separate people who build wealth from people who just talk about it. The first rule, stop selling what you have not mastered here, is the trap. You see someone making money online, coaching, consulting, courses. Looks easy, right? They are just talking into a camera. You could do that. So you jump in, you create an offer, you try to sell, and crickets. Because the market can smell inexperience from a mile away. People do not pay for your potential. They pay for your proof. They pay for results you have already generated. They pay because you solved a problem so well in your own life that they trust you to help them solve it too. Look at someone like Gary Vaynerchuk. Before he ever sold a course, before he became a social media empire, he spent years actually building businesses. He ran his family's wine store and grew it from 3 million to 60 million in revenue. He did not wake up one day and decide to teach marketing. He lived it. He failed at it. He refined it, then he taught it. That is the difference. Mastery first, money second. You want to be a fitness coach? Get in shape first. Document the process. Learn what actually works versus what sounds good on Instagram. You want to consult on productivity? Prove you can manage your own life before you tell others how to manage theirs. This does not mean you need 10 years of experience. It means you need real results. Something you can point to and say, I did this, here is how it worked, here is what I learned. Stop trying to shortcut this. You are not skipping the line, you are just delaying your actual success. The second rule, skills compound. Jobs do not. Most people think career growth is linear. You get hired, you show up. You get promoted, you make more money. And if you are lucky, you retire with enough to not worry. But that is not wealth. That is survival with benefits. Real wealth comes from skills that multiply your value regardless of where you work or who signs your paycheck. Here is what I mean. If you learn to write persuasively, that skill works in marketing, sales, email campaigns, content creation, copywriting, social media. One skill, 10 income streams. If you learn to code, you can freelance, build products, automate businesses, consult. One skill, endless applications. Compare that to a job title. You are a manager at a company. Great. But if that company downsizes, what do you have? A resume that says you managed people in one specific context. Your value is tied to that role. You are stuck. Jung called this identification with the persona. You become so attached to your role, your title, your company, that you forget you are more than that. You forget that your actual power is in what you know, not where you work. Take someone like Naval Ravikant. He does not have a job, he has skills, investing, writing, building companies, speaking. Those skills generate wealth whether he is working for someone else or working for himself. He is not dependent on one income source because his value is not tied to one role. That is the shift you need to make. Stop thinking like an employee, start thinking like a skilled individual who can create value anywhere. Learn sales, learn persuasion, learn how to build systems, learn how to communicate clearly. Learn how to solve problems efficiently. These skills do not expire. They do not get outsourced. They do not disappear when the company restructures. They compound. Every year you get better, you become more valuable. Every project you work on adds to your portfolio. Every problem you solve sharpens your ability to solve the next one faster. Jobs are rented positions. Skills are owned assets. Stop renting your value. The third rule. Free work builds million-dollar leverage. Now here is where people lose their minds. I am going to tell you to work for free. And you are going to think I am crazy. But hear me out. When you are starting, nobody knows who you are. You have no credibility, no testimonials, no portfolio. So why would anyone pay you? They would not. And that is okay, because you are not trying to get paid yet. You are trying to get proof. Do the work for free. Solve real problems for real people. Get results. Document everything. Build case studies, collect testimonials, create a body of work that speaks louder than any pitch you could ever write. Look at Alex Hormozi. Before he built $100 million portfolio of companies, he worked in gyms. He did not just manage them, he obsessed over how to make them profitable. He tested systems. He failed. He learned. Then he offered to help other gym owners for free just to prove his methods worked. Once he had the results, the proof, the testimonials, he could charge. And he did. A lot. That is leverage. You give away your time once to build proof that lets you charge for your expertise forever. Most people skip this. They want to be paid from day one, so they stay stuck. No clients, no proof, no credibility. Just frustration and confusion about why nobody is buying. You are not working for free forever. You are investing in your reputation. You are building the evidence that turns strangers into paying clients. Pick 3 people. Offer to solve their problem for free. Do not half-effort it. Go all in. Deliver results that shock them. Get their testimonial. Use that proof to land the next client who pays. Then the next. Then the next. This is not exploitation. This is strategy. You are not valuable yet, so make yourself valuable. Then charge what you are worth. The 4th rule, learn in public, earn in private here, is something most people get wrong about learning. They think it is a private process. You read, you study, you practice in secret. Then one day you emerge fully formed and ready to dominate. That is not how it works. Learning in isolation is slow. Learning in public is exponential. When you share what you are learning, you create accountability. You attract people who know more than you get feedback, you get noticed. You build an audience before you even have something to sell. Take someone like Abdaal. He started making YouTube videos while he was still a medical student. He was not an expert. He was just documenting what he was learning about productivity, studying, self-improvement. But by learning in public, by sharing his process, he built an audience. And when he eventually had something to offer, he had people ready to buy. Most people wait until they feel ready, until they are certified, until they are perfect. And by the time they are ready, nobody knows who they are. Start now. Share what you are learning, write about it, record it, post it. You do not need to be the best. You just need to be honest about where you are and where you are going. This does not mean spam people with half-baked ideas. It means document your growth, show your work, let people see the process. That authenticity builds trust faster than any polished marketing ever will. And here is the bonus. When you teach what you are learning, you learn it faster. Explaining concepts forces you to understand them deeply. You spot gaps in your knowledge, you refine your thinking, you become better by helping others get better. Learn in public. Build your reputation. Then when you are ready to earn, you already have the audience. The 5th rule, wealth follows value, not effort. This is the hardest truth. You can work 80 hours a week and still be broke. Because effort does not equal income. Value does, and most people are working hard on things that do not create value. You are busy, you are grinding, you are hustling. But are you creating something people actually want? Are you solving a problem they will pay to fix? Or are you just doing what feels productive? Jung would call this shadow work. You are avoiding the real challenge by staying busy with distractions. You are convincing yourself that activity equals progress. But deep down, you know you are not moving forward. You are just moving. Real wealth comes from creating value. And value is defined by the market, not by you. It does not matter how hard you worked on something if nobody wants it. It does not matter how much time you spend if it does not solve a real problem. So stop measuring yourself by hours worked. Start measuring yourself by value created. Did you make someone's life easier? Did you solve a painful problem? Did you create something people actually want? Take Elon Musk. Love him or hate him, the man creates value. Tesla solved the problem of electric cars being boring and impractical. SpaceX solved the problem of space travel being impossibly expensive. Neuralink is trying to solve brain interface issues. He is not just working hard, he is creating things the world wants. You do not need to build rockets, you just need to create something valuable. And the way you know it is valuable is simple. People pay for it. If they are not paying, you are not creating value. And that is okay. That is feedback. That is information. That is your signal to learn more, to refine your offer, to get better at understanding what people actually need. Stop romanticizing the grind. Start obsessing over the value. Because wealth does not follow effort. It follows solutions. The final rule, your skill is your security here, is what they do not teach you in school. Job security is a myth. Company loyalty is dead. Pensions are disappearing. The only real security you have is your ability to create value regardless of circumstances. When you master a skill, you become unfireable. not because you cannot lose a job, but because losing a job does not destroy you. You just take your skills somewhere else. You freelance, you consult, you start your own thing. You are not dependent on one employer, one income stream, one opportunity. Jung talked about individuation, becoming whole, becoming independent, not dependent on external validation or external systems to define your worth. Your skill makes you whole, it makes you independent, it makes you free. Most people are terrified of losing their job because their job is their identity. Take that away and they do not know who they are. But when your identity is built on skill, on capability, on the ability to create value, you are untouchable. Learn the skill, master the craft, build the proof, create the value. Then the money comes, not because you chased it, but because you became worth chasing. That is the principle. Learn before you earn, skill before income, mastery before money. It is not sexy, it is not fast, but it is the only thing that actually works. And once you accept that, once you stop looking for shortcuts and start building real capability, everything changes. Your confidence, your income, your freedom, your life. Stop waiting, start learning. The wealth is on the other side of the skill you are avoiding.